wait for Alan to come into the waiting room, where she said that he would. Oh shoot! Hmm. Hmm. There he is. There he is. Yes. All right. Let's see if studio is going to act right now. No, studio's not going to act right today. All right. And then I don't think Alan has unmuted himself. Let's see. Okay.
Good evening, Johnny.
Yeah. Okay. And we got it. Thank you very much. You too. Hey, Alan. What a day, man. What a day. I'm getting used to not having like a powerful air conditioning back to getting used to having a powerful air conditioning. Can you imagine?
Oh yeah, man. I'll tell you, it got hot today.
Well, no, it was even hotter yesterday.
Was it?
Oh yeah. I mean, well, I think it was 100 degrees yesterday. But today, a lot better today. Well, today this show is gonna be on the 5-day cleanup at the All-Star game. That's one of the topics. But everybody's been talking about like the bass player of ZZ Top just died yesterday, 72 years old.
Yeah. Let me think here. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head.
Yeah, but I mean, it's people can look it up. But on the Fox radio station, they had actual recordings of just an interview that he did. So it just had his voice. So I thought the 105.3, the Fox here in Denver, did the best job as they were playing like sound clips of what he was thinking and how the band got started and how he met the guitarist and that the drummer, that he played with the drummer, and the drummer invited him to come play, at this audition, and then that's where it started off, and then they moved to, I guess, Houston, and then found the other guitarist that already had a name there, and that's the history. And then I understand like the band is still going.
It's kind of a fun story if you read ZZ Top's roots and things like that. It's pretty interesting. For those that are unaware, they had some mighty long beards. They were very, very facially endowed with facial hair.
And I think the first really big hit, I think is those 10 million units, was the best dressed man, and it was a YouTube
Sharp dressed man or something like that.
Sharp dressed man.
Everybody's it was crazy about a sharp dressed man.
Yeah, and it was MTV. They were MTV, and they said that they recorded it at a bank, and they made it look like it was a nightclub, and they said they used, a lot of just extras that were just standing around.
And at the time, it was state-of-the-art filming technology. Back in those days, the old-style camcorders were all they had. And so basically, when MTV's crews would roll in, or any television crew for that matter, when they'd roll in, they'd essentially roll in with these video cameras that essentially were available for anybody to buy, in the public. But of course, they did use some higher powered lenses. They did use some longer life batteries, things like this, because even back in the day, it was difficult to have enough battery power to run your equipment and get footage. You had to run, probably 10 or 12 extra charged battery packs just to get all the footage you wanted and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, so I guess the band is going to continue, and they said that's the way he would have wanted it. I guess he said he was having some problems with his hips, and once again, the hip problem. What's going on with the hips and stuff like that? So I guess he went home to take care of that, and then like I said, he died in the sleep. So
wow.
Huh. So that is the rock and roll trivia, and so you can find recordings on YouTube and stuff like that of the band and interviews and stuff like that. So if you want to find out more, and see, Alan doesn't know this because I just started it. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I did this back in 2018, and I went 9 days, and now I'm gonna see how far I can go. Now I've been thinking about doing like a 14-day to 21-day water fast. So I'm on my second day of this water fast, because it's like I had lost like I think like 25 pounds, right? And then I gained that all back, and I had you celebrate your success, and then you say, I'm just gonna go back to not all the way eating the way you were, but a lot closer to that. So I said, okay, I did it once, I do it again, and this time I'll go even longer, but we'll see, because
now, ladies and gentlemen, now we're not talking about fasting from water. We're talking about ingesting only water and pretty much doing a consolidated fast for a while.
Oh yeah. So and I've been watching videos, and I understand how to prepare, and I did partial preparing, like with eating fruit and salads and whatever like that. And then at the airport, I ate like a turkey. Took out the cheese because cheese, I don't know, cheese and I don't get along together.
Yeah.
And had my last Sprite. I said, okay, here's to a day of fast and some chips, right? So I didn't do it exactly, but I did as much as I did, and so I felt pretty good like today. No really hunger pains. And the second day is going. I am doing something a little bit different. I have this thing called vitamin C salt.
Sure.
500, I think it's 5,000 milligrams.
Yeah.
And so I mix that in some water in the morning, drink that with that, and then in the evening I do the vitamin C salt because I guess the body doesn't produce that itself, vitamin C. So that's something I'm doing as far as like that, and then I had some green tea this morning, and no sugar, of course, and but pretty much it's basically like a water fast, and I don't know, it feels pretty good, and some issues that I'm working on taking care of, like blood pressure and stuff like that, because last time I had my blood pressure down to 130 over 176. And so I say, okay, it's just time. Just do it. Save some money on some food. And do
that's a very apt thing that you just brought up, Johnny. I've done a number of fasts and things, and the last one I did, I didn't make it, but I was shooting for 40 days. And it was your basic water fast. Now I decided that I would have juice along with water.
So you had a juicer and everything like that?
Yep. And of course, I would take vitamins and things like that to try to, pretty much keep myself, from really losing too much, because I'm a skinny guy as it is anyway.
Mm.
So, if I were to fast, I've got to be very careful,
Right.
So, yeah, so I'd end up doing the thing, and I lasted about 21 days, but
that's pretty good.
It was all God, because it was not me. I got to tell you, I love to eat.
Oh yeah.
I love to eat, man.
Yeah, when I was in Moscow, I went to this was a hamburger stand. We're out in the park. And, I haven't had a hamburger since, I mean, a real hamburger. I haven't had those veggie burgers, but like a hamburger since, it must have been a good 10 years. Yeah. So, but they had this one, this hamburger, and it for some reason they do like either white bread or black bread. I'm not sure what the black bread is made out of, but I said, "Oh, is that black bread, whatever," and French fries and whatever. And I must say, it was pretty good. And man, it's just a really nice park in Moscow. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I was in Moscow for the last couple of weeks.
Right.
Yeah. So just enjoy.
How was your trip? Was it fun?
Yeah, it was fun, but a lot of work. A lot of me watching Natalia work.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting around listening to the radio and had my computer there, my book, and we had like a lot of workers, doing some landscaping and stuff like that. So it was pretty nice, and really enjoyed it. And then came back to the city and went to a birthday party. And then at the birthday party, I had this great salmon. Yeah, it was like salmon and what else? It was salmon. Oh, salmon and zucchini and something else. What else was it? Apple pie, of course.
Hey, yum.
Yeah, it was a good dinner, good conversation. Me and Natalia's son, Sergey, we had a good conversation about just futuristic type of things like, oh man, it was, man, we touched on so many things. It was just hard to remember, but it was just a good conversation that I had with him. And because, I'm not that good with Russian speaking. I can understand some of it, but as far as like the words and everything, it's like, I'm not there yet. So who knows? Maybe one day, but not today. Oh man. So glad to be back. 10 hours, coming back from Russia, going into Miami. Then we had to wait like almost an hour on the Target because there was some terrible storm in Atlanta, because it was from Atlanta from Miami to Atlanta to Denver. And then we thought we were going to have to stay overnight, but then we missed our flight, but then we caught another one at 10:24 and we got back. And it was all good, it was all good.
While you were away, quite a few things have been going down the pike. We have, certainly experienced more things with our beneficent and benevolent overlords at Google and YouTube. They want to keep they want to kind of keep a tighter kind of, they want to help us to really just make sure that we refer to things in the proper way. And the Department of Justice is working with these folks, and by golly, all those things that people, no, the government's not working with big tech. No, that's not going on. No. No, it's pretty much out in the open now that they're working with them. And so when you refer to somebody who happens to come in to the country, some of our newcomer friends, they're undocumented, of course. That one's been around for a while, but that alien thing that went away. That you can't run around
calling people
No.
alien, like illegal
Yeah.
alien.
Yeah, can't do that no more. Things like that. You can't string those words together. There's a few things going down the pike. In fact, we're looking at our most popular president in history has pretty much launched a campaign to make sure that the entirety of the American populace, if they can certainly pull it off, that they go ahead and get that vaccine. And obviously when you mentioned that word that I just mentioned, why it triggers algorithms all in and of themselves, and then sniffers and bots get in there, and you got to really kind of just sort of make sure that your content is on the up and up. And I got to tell you, stifled creativity is never
good thing. Yeah.
No. I mean, our free society is in danger of being lost. And here's where I'm stuck. You might believe, or I might believe, on one side or the other of the aisle, left or right or whatever, that maybe some of this censorship needs to happen. By golly, I'm not even joking. But by gosh, here's what's going to end up going down. When we decide too much is too much, and we decide we want to kind of move things back, by this point, our artificial intelligence, our algorithms, our machine learning, all of our things will, at that point, guaranteed have the ability, even if it's rudimentary self-awareness, it'll have the ability to decide what is best for us.
Man.
It does have the legislative and judicial and executive branches. They're already being programmed into stuff when you're dealing with censorship.
Right.
Because, of course, you need to have laws which govern what can be censored.
Yeah.
You've got to have the executive branch who has people in charge of, who is doing the flagging to Facebook and things like that. And Section 230, which something should have been implemented a long time ago. Well, unfortunately, we might be looking at a need for a digital declaration of sorts, of our independence before too long, if we could still pull it off.
Yeah. Now with this also game, because I wanted to cover a little bit that it's like this governor, mayor that we had for, I don't know, I think he's done like 3 terms. This is his last term. He couldn't figure out for the last, I don't know, few terms, years, whatever, how to fix this problem. He couldn't figure out how to, they were saying graffiti goes up, it goes down. That's what they did in I think Giuliano did that in New York, really clean up the city. But it was just amazing that overnight, because I have a friend that works at the Channel 6 there. Overnight, she said she came to work and all the graffiti was gone, all the homeless people were gone, and they did that in such a hurry, and they knew how to do it. So these banditos, they know how to run a city right, but because of they're being controlled by the far left wing of their group, they're bent on pretty much destruction of blue states. And this one I didn't put in our notes because I just heard about it today. On the 21st, a report came out that from the 50,000 people that were there in arena, 14 tested positive for COVID. Now they don't know if they got COVID in that atmosphere or they came in with that with COVID, but they didn't release that report until yesterday.
Wow.
Can you believe it? I mean, it's almost like police was saying, "Don't rain on my cloud. We can't have any negative news. We'll just submerge that until a later time." Right.
Wow.
So a lot of like submerging information, especially when I tell you, like when I went on Google and I Googled like how many family planning, which should be called family killing planning, are located in the Black community, and it says falsely it's not as many as the Republicans say that it is. And then I went on this other thing called start page, or you can go DuckDuckGo, and I found out that it was 80%, 86% of these baby killer machines, doctors, whatever, family planning, Margaret Zinger places were located in Black and brown communities. So they're saying, okay, you have a weekend of killing each other. Now you can kill your kids before they're born, and we'll make it so convenient that it's right here. So as you're dodging the bullets, you can go in and kill your baby at the same time. So, but you can't get that information on Google at all. So I wonder what else are they submerging that you're looking for information, and Google says, no, you're not going to get that information. But I bet the information about the 14 people that tested positive is probably is not on Google as well. So
you might find some of it perhaps on the CDC main website. It's possible. I couldn't say.
Yeah. But you agree that's a small number out of 50,000 people or more. I mean, it's a small number. But they're gonna overblow it, and it's almost like they're saying, and then of course the scenario is like 90% of the people in certain places they are unvaccinated, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's right. And I told I had it back in December, and then I've been back and forth out of the country and back. And let me tell you, I gotta tell you this. So you have to have a test going to Moscow 72 hours before. So I paid the crazy amount of $80-something and had it done at the National Jewish Hospital. Then when so we were all good through America. Then we got the Miami. Then they said, no, the test is too old, but you can go over here, and for $183, you can get your test results in 1/2 hour.
Okay.
I was smoking. I spent close to $300 on this silliness,
Yeah.
And there it was.
It's just a racket. It's just a racket. And eventually vaccine passports, I would imagine, may end up being instituted. Just don't know yet. What's that look like in Moscow?
They try to pull out this thing called, you have to have some kind of code. And I'm not sure where this code was. I don't know if it was inside the area that they gave you the shot or what, but it overwhelmed the computers because they were having it at all the restaurants. So you couldn't go in the restaurants unless you've been vaccinated. Then that didn't work. And that lasted about, I would say like 48 hours over the weekend. Then they said, then the Monday morning, they said, no, we're not going to do that. Everybody and anybody can go in the restaurants, no problem. Right? So it was so funny. Like they tried to pull out this new technology and it didn't work. So they said, oh, no, well, forget about that. Just go to the restaurant, which I don't think we went to any of the restaurants. We just ordered out. We just said, we're not going to put up with that. Oh, it was just, yeah. Like I said, the only restaurant, well, that wasn't even a restaurant. It was just like an outdoor vendor, the hamburger place. But yeah, it was just, and I guess, on the train, the public transit, and they were doing it. And then on the cabs, yeah, they were doing the mask thing. And we're going to do the Unmasked Tour Part 2, either August 28th or 9/11. Oh, 9/11. Uh, so,
Well, all
so
right. Hopefully, we'll be able to actually do the unmasked tour unmasked. Hopefully, we
yeah,
won't have to mask up for indoor.
yeah,
That's one thing that's very interesting is the Centers for Disease Control have gone ahead and reinstituted in some way some guidelines. So it's good to keep up on those guys. They do like to keep their stories moving and changing, and yeah.
yeah.
So
That's it is what it is. So I don't know. I just, like I said on one of our programs, I was watching our Wednesday night show, which, oh man, we had a great lineup. It was our show Wednesday night on Channel 56, Denver Comcast. Then it was Youth on Records, very good show. And then it was a show about how they help empower women, or women that have been that are empowered, and then how this organization helps empower women. Then it went off the rail. Then it was this far left wing man scream, which they were, still. It was one of the old shows because they were still lambasting President Trump. So it was a good lineup up until that man scream show came on about 10 o'clock at night. So catch us on Wednesday nights. Some good programming there. So anyway, I mean that's going to end it for tonight. I mean, well, we started a little bit early, like 55 after. And
welcome back to the States, my brother.
Yeah.
Everybody else, all you folks that have joined us, you have yourselves a wonderful, awesome weekend.
Yeah, and I'll also get the book 6 Shades of Blindness on Amazon, and also we're gonna have a debut of the movie Even Me as well. So yeah, so a lot of things are gonna be happening. So great to be back and back in the saddle. So
yeah, we'll cover all that stuff next week. Man, you've got a real busy month of August, it looks like, as well.
Oh yeah. So yeah. So anyway, so let me see if I can close this thing now. What? No, why does that have to give me trouble?
I don't know.
I'm okay. Return the meeting. Okay, there we go. See you guys next week.
All right.
All right.